exterior towers less than 15 minutes in. That's the right pace that MYM is going to go for. We're going to see Lich and Anti-Mage try to defend, but I mean, Crystal Main is up here as well. I think, and since the tower is solo, I think MYM can pick up this tower very easily. Doombringer needs all the farm he can get. I don't know what items he's going to go for. He needs some sort of AoE items. Maybe go for a Pipe to help counteract the Venomancer and the Crystal Main. But it won't counteract the pure damage purification. Lacoste throws in a tornado. EMP drains a lot of mana, but Arcane Boots will help. Yep, Arcane Boots immediately boosts back the mana up. Come With Me gets a swap on the Omni Knight, and Omni Knight immediately gets doomed. Milk throws down a huge heal, but Chain Frost does so much damage. Misery does get the tower, but ooh, looks like Misery does get the last hit on Come With Me's Vengeful Spirit, so good play by Misery. If they can pick out Doom, this will be really significant. Doom will definitely die to Misery. Let's see. Lacoste does get the kill on Chen, but MYM are doing a really solid job in this team fight. They lost the Omni, they lost the Chen, but in turn they picked off the Doom and the Crystal Maid, and they got the last exterior tower. So I'd say that's a victory for MYM at this point. And Broodmother's going for a BKB, even though Omni Knight does have repel, because if Omni Knight's getting swapped into him, he doesn't have enough time to repel. Although, with this heavy focus on Omni Knight, maybe they'll swap somebody else, and maybe Doom should pick up Satyr Creep. Although he doesn't need to be in close range. He needs to be in close range to do the Purge, which I think has a 175 cast range. Whew, talking very fast. So we're going to see Playmate go back to bottom lane, try to get tower. Let's check out the gold really fast. We can see that Misery is around 500 gold away from his finished BKB. Mana goes for a Vitality Booster, a smart choice. They're all going for mid-game items. Venomancer almost has his Vanguard finished. Venomancer did pick up the extra Arcane Boots, so EMP will be rendered not very effective. Meanwhile, we'll check out the items really fast. We see Lacoste go for Django, a smart choice in this case. Yeah, I think Surge are making smart item choices, although that Vanguard certainly helped Anti-Mage in surviving long enough to escape the battle alive after he ensured Malk's death. But Scourge just got outpicked, and they really need to draw this lane out for at least a couple 10 more minutes. Meanwhile, Milk gets doomed, but Omni Knight, they didn't see that Omni Knight was there. He gets healed up, he gets repelled. Omni Knight pops the mechanism. Omni Knight is just a veritable fountain by himself, with Arcane Boots, with Mechanism, and with Crystal Main Aura, and with the Purification. He'll never need to go back to Fountain, and he'll ensure that his allies never need to go back to Fountain. And that's sort of the downfall in many push strats. If there's no real strong healer, and no real strong mana regen, the push strat will sort of run out of steam after they get a couple towers, and they force to back out, and that just provides the team that's being pushed against more time, which is all they need. Let's check out the levels really fast. Misery's still the highest level in the game. Demon and Playmate are keeping up, which is all they really want. And Crystal Main is level 7. Let's see what level the Brilliance Aura is. Level 4 Brilliance Aura. Normally people favor the Max Frost Nova, but in a push strat you need all the mana and regen you can get. So I like this choice by Mania, getting the maximum Brilliance Aura by level 7. So a solid move by Mania, and looks like they're going to try to push out bottom lane. Meanwhile, Misery is doing the smart Broodmother thing to do, which is to push top lane by himself. Venomancer gets EMP'd and all that shit, but it does get his ultimate off, which does a lot of residual damage. I mean, it's interesting to see that without Misery, even though Scourge are playing without Misery, nobody died except for Demon right there, and a strong heal by Chen. I guess that heal was on cooldown, or else the Demon would surely lived, and now Vengeful Spirit will definitely die. He gets swapped. He's trying for his epic jukes that he did in the last game, and Misery is just doing the smart thing and just pushing down his tower, already getting it to below a third HP. And MYM, even though they lost Demon, lost a lot of pushing potential with the Plague Wards, they have 2 tanky creeps, they have a lot of armor, they have a lot of healing, and no Doom. Doom is on cooldown right now. Yep. No, Doom is off cooldown. I guess Doom was on cooldown for that previous fight, so MYM should recognize this and maybe back out, because without the channel, if Omni Knight gets doomed, there's really not much that Sentinel can do at this point except send Omni Knight back to the fountain with Holy Persuasion. So Scourge did a good job in defending that push, 17.5 minutes in, but this tower is very low. This tower took a little bit of damage, but every bit of damage counts. Gotta take a quick drink of water, because this is, although the kill count is very high, a lot of action is happening in this game nonetheless. You see Crystal Man getting actually a lot of farm with the early tower kills, with nobody really caring who the creep kills goes towards. I mean, obviously they want the Almanite or the Broodmire to get a lot of the creep kills, but after that, it really doesn't matter too heavily. So Crystal Man picked up a Bracer along with the Vitality Booster. I won't be surprised to see him go for a Jangle. We see Demon stacking up the wards, going for a Roshan attempt, and I don't really think, I mean, the Scourge can't fight under a group of 7 Plague Hordes and the Roshan and the massive early game advantage that MYM has cemented. We see Milk picking up the Necronomicon, which is a smart choice. Provide more pushing. The auras, the move speed aura, and the mana burn will be very significant. We see Playmate pick up a Staff of Wizardry, probably go for a Force Staff, maybe go for a Cyclone. I would like Cyclone in this case, just because every bit of disable will help. I don't know what Force Staff will do too much. I mean, you can sort of Force Staff people away from the person the anti-mage is right-clicking, but I think Cyclone would be a smart choice. We see Broodmother farming up top. Scourge want to try to get a gank. They don't have... Oops, that was a bit of a misclick. I apologize. They do have a dust, but they can't really only kill Broodmother with a couple heroes. And Scourge know that MYM are going for a Roshan. Excuse me. But over this plan, there's not really too much they can do to stop it. Dune's placing down some Plague Wards to provide sight. He gales the Vengeful Spirit, saying go away, and looks like Scourge want to take this Roshan, but they gotta be careful. I mean, Anti-Mage can't really defend this push all by himself. He picked up first advantage, which indicates that he is going for the Battle Fury. But until he gets that, he can't really do too much. So Lacoste is forced to TP back and provide defense against Misery. The Triana just barely misses Misery, but Lacoste backing up forces the Scourge to back up as well, and MYM are going to pick up this Aegis. I mean, it does pick up the Aegis of the Immortal, which will be really useful because he has been getting focused. He has been getting focused by the Doombringer's Doom all the time, and he has been dying a couple of times. I mean, score doesn't really matter in this case, but he is 0-2-1. And meanwhile, this tower is getting oh so low. Oh so low. 100 more damage and it'll be in deny range. Right now, MYM should try to defend this tower. They really can't afford to let Scourge get any gold that they can, but really, I guess they can afford because they're in such a solid lead. So, scratch what I just said. I lied to you. I apologize for lying. It's not too late to apologize. Meanwhile, we see MYM trying to decide which lane they're going to push. They have an army of 10 creeps up top, and they're probably going to push top lane, which is a smart choice since the tower is already low. So, Lacoste... Let's see how Scourge will defend this. Let's check out the items on Doom. Doom picked up a Frost Armor creep, which is smart. I mean, it'll provide any bit of armor against Broodmother spawn Spiderlings, but a lot of the damage that Sentinel does is magical damage. But any bit of armor will help against Broodmother's right clicks. Vengeful Spirit has nothing. 1437 has 600 gold, and he has the Battle Fury, and Lich has nothing. But here comes the fight. They swap the Omni-Knight, they doom him, but remember, Omni-Knight does have the Aegis. Venomite gets down a nice ult. Chen throws down his healing nuke, and let's see if Omni-Knight will die at all. No, Omni-Knight is not dying. He's still running in, and Fear does die. Fear is the first one to fall, and Omni-Knight has died, which means he still has his Aegis. He's going to heal himself back up, and Doom is forced to buy back, but they're definitely going to lose this tower. They're definitely going to lose this Rex, and Broodmire just did so much DPS without the Doom limiting him. Oh, it was interesting that Broodmire picked up a Necro 3. Really smart choice by Misery, going for the Master Necro Book push strat. And Crystal Main throws out an ultimate. Let's see what's... Nobody on Scourge is dying. Crystal Main will live, and Misery is just sort of running unchecked, doing so much damage, and remember, Omni-Knight's heal is doing a lot of damage, and all these Chen creeps are doing significant amount of DPS, and Fear does die again, so he wasted buyback gold. He lost so much money in that engagement, and MYM are going to pick up this top Rex and probably back out, but they got what they wanted. Misery doing the smart thing and picking up a Necro 3, because I mean, a strong mana burn and a strong last will suicide burst explosion by the blue Necronomicon warrior does do 600 damage, which is definitely significant in team fights. Anti-Mage didn't die. Let's see how close he is to his Battle Fairy. He's close, but I mean, nobody on the Sentinel died, so none of them lost gold. They only gained gold from taking down that tower, taking down the Rex. Let's see if they can get the tower deny on this mid tower. They're definitely get the tower deny. Yep. So that just hurts Scourge even more. I mean, every bit of gold that Scourge can scavenge up will be very helpful. Let's see, Lacoste is deciding that he wants to push out this tower. He has a gem to counteract Misery, but with the Doom constantly being thrown down, they're sort of in a conundrum, because usually Doom is a solid counter to Broodmother, but he has to Doom the Broodmother. But if you Doom the Broodmother, just the massive healing by Chen and Omni Knight will keep the Broodmother alive, sort of mitigating the Doom altogether. Which is definitely in trouble universe. I think you're pretty much fucked in this case. Once Omni Knight gets close, no, he doesn't have phase boots, he has arcane boots, sorry. Wow, a nice tornado by Lacoste and EMP sapping up the mana, and both Scourge heroes teleport out to safety. But Scourgers are Sentinel are gonna defend this tower, cut off the creep wave, do some damage to Anti-Mage who picked up the Battle Fury. Anti-Mage blinks out. And let's see what level. Necro 2 on Chen, Necro 3 on Broodmother, of course. He has Centaur creeps, he has the regen creep by the Satyr Hellcaller, he has the armor creep by the Enraged Wildkin. Omni Knight picked up Necro 1 of his own, Mass Necro Books by MYM. A very smart choice, a Pipe by Venomancer. MYM are just so very prepared for this push strat, and if they take this tower, this game is over. Even if they take the tower, I think. EMP does some damage, but, I mean, there's double arcane boots, so that'll render the EMP effectively useless. Repel goes on the Broodmother. Of course, Doom goes to the Repel, but it doesn't really matter. But he's taking a lot of tower damage, but I don't think he gives a shit. Doom picked up a Centaur creep and he stomped, but a lot of shit is happening. Mass heal by Chen. Doombringer is getting focused down quite heavily. Meanwhile, Venomancer is just attacking the Rex. They scared the Scourge away, which is, I mean, Scourge don't really have any other choice. They can't really afford to take on MYM with the Omni Knight Aegis providing so much insurance healing. So, looks like MYM are going to take the bottom Rex, and with that, I believe this is game over. So, I'm just expecting OK.Nirvana to type out GG. Maybe MYM will go for the middle tower and end this game for real. Doom throws out a net. Net does go through BKB, but it won't help if Fear is just going to die. And Fear is dying very slowly and painfully to the Broodmother. Frosted Armor doesn't really affect him because he has Repel on, which is a built-in BKB by himself. And Misery does die, but nope, MI didn't even take that tower. 1437 picks up a killing spree, but Misery just buys back, lol. MYM are going to take this, try to push down middle and end this game. And that's all there is to it. And Necro 2 is picked up by Playmate. So, a smart choice in massing up the Necro books. Really smart. Provides so much aura, provides so much DPS and mana burn.